Final Fantasy 52 or something. Sales not good. Square Enix responds.
See this.
What's up, everybody? Damon here at San Diego Comic-Con 2023 with today's biggest gaming news. We've got a lot to get through, so let's dive straight in. Square Enix responds to concerns about Final Fantasy 16 sales, the FTC has put a halt to its Xbox Activision trial, and Blizzard has defended Diablo 4's minuscule, uber-unique drop rates. This is your Daily Fix.
Okay.
I just want to look at the Final Fantasy thing.
Yeah. What an intro.
Final Fantasy 16 was released
That intro was 5 years too long, but okay.
just last month, and fans of the long-running RPG turned action RPG series have been concerned that it just isn't selling well. Well, don't worry, it's apparently doing just fine. Square Enix has told IGN that Final Fantasy 16 sales are extremely strong, and that it's all down to how many people have a PS5.
Like literally any company that's on the stock market would always tell you everything's peachy.
Concerns began earlier
What a
this week.
fucking surprise there. How many of you guys... How much is a PS5?
$1 million, probably.
Like, I don't even know how much a PS5 is now. How much is it? It's $500. Yeah, well, a lot of people probably don't have $500 to spend on a fucking console.
Hey, there are poor people in America buying Jordans for $2K just because they need it more than food for some stupid reason. I'm pretty sure any American can find $500 somewhere if they really want to. The real thing is, why would you buy a PS5? Even though it's kind of the good one, Xbox sucks, but why would you ever buy a console in the first place?
Because, like, people buy a PC, people already have an Xbox, people have a PS4, money's tight. Like, it's crazy because, like, in order to play these games, this is what I fucking hate about consoles, is, like, if you want to play one of these games on a console, you have to buy the fucking console. And, like, I don't care if the console, it's a lawsuit for the company, who cares? Just fucking, like, let people play it on other platforms.
Sell it for
there
free.
is no benefit for the end user that these games are not available on every platform. And again, oftentimes these companies are bought into exclusivity. The developer themselves would have made it available for all of these other platforms, but it's not because...
Yeah, of course, because that's how they sell more copies. But exclusivity is probably more than these copies would ever get them.
the fucking, like, Sony pays them not to do it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Sony loves their bullshit. They do. They absolutely... That's why it's like, bro, of all the people to start shitting on Microsoft, Sony to do this, are you fucking kidding me? They have more exclusives than anybody wanted. And Nintendo is just sitting back like, oh, wow, man, that's fucked up, huh? Wow, man, don't look at me. Hey, no. Right? They don't want anybody to even say Nintendo. But the truth is
Nintendo's winning, though.
Like, again, I don't want to have to buy a $500 fucking console. It's insane. It's fucking crazy.
When Bloomberg revealed that Final Fantasy 16 sales had dropped dramatically in the second week after
people haven't
the game's
bought the
launch.
game.
The PS5 exclusive sold 3 million copies in its launch week, a figure that falls short of the Final Fantasy VII Remake, which sold 3.5 million copies in its first 3 days.
Wow, what a big fucking surprise.
Yeah.
How many
who would have
consoles did the
expected
Final
that?
Fantasy VII Remake come to? Was it only on PlayStation? I actually don't know.
Probably not.
Was it only on PlayStation or not?
PS4 only.
No,
Wow.
it was only on PS4. Okay, well,
Wow.
I mean, I'll tell you this. There's and PC. Well, that's pretty big. PC is later. Either way, a lot more people had a PS4. And you want to know another reason? Is because I think comparatively the PS4 was better than PS5. PS5 is nice.
Well, of course it was better. That's when the war didn't start. That's when the Fire Nation didn't attack yet. Now the Fire Nation is like trying to invade the Earth Kingdom, and Bus and Say has been under siege for 50 years now. It is what it is.
I have a PS5 and I have a PS4. But I think for its time, the PS4 was a bigger deal.
Yeah.
So it makes sense that more people
Pretty
would have
sure it was.
Bloomberg added that
Especially
sales
in
of
the
Final
life
Fantasy
cycle.
16 had lagged since launch, and that Square Enix was grappling with weak momentum on its flagship franchise.
Yeah.
However, Square Enix says that it's
And also, like, another thing is that like Final Fantasy VII is like, in terms of like mainstream awareness, is probably in the top 10, if not the top 20 games in mainstream awareness.
You needed to say it in other direction. It's in the top 20, if not the top 10. That's kind of I think that's what you meant.
It is the most. It's iconic. Yeah, it's like whenever you think of Final Fantasy, you think of Final Fantasy VII. You don't think of Final Fantasy IX or.
I think of some rando dude with long hair and daddy issues stabbing a girl because YOLO for 420.
3 or fucking like 15. No, you're thinking of Final Fantasy VII or maybe 10. I think there's like maybe 14 if you're an MMO player. But I think that most people, if you were to fucking poll a lot of people, I think Final Fantasy VII.
Then they would not know what Final Fantasy is.
Like you ask people to name the characters.
It's popular, but it's not that popular.
Final Fantasy VII characters than any other characters in any other Final Fantasy, and I don't even think that it would be close, especially if you include Tifa. True. So yeah, of course that game's gonna sell better. That's like that's their biggest game.
Because there are a smaller number of players with PS5s compared to how many people had PS4s when Final Fantasy VII Remake came out. They told IGN that, quote,
that's a
the
good
attachment
thing.
of Final Fantasy 16 is considerably high given the PS5 install base. They added, Square Enix considers the initial sales results of Final Fantasy 16 to be extremely strong, and we will continue to carry out a wide range of initiatives to encourage even more people to play the game.
It's good an initiative to have it go to fucking PC. How about that?
Nah.
Is 7 the one with Cloud? Never played a Final Fantasy game? Yes, it is. My point exactly.
Yeah, everyone has heard of the name Cloud, at least, because, you know, it's an object in the sky. So, you know, relatability.
And let's not forget, Sony has presumably compensated Square Enix somehow for PS5 exclusivity.
Ah, I see. That's exactly what I was saying.
So Square might be able to afford to be patient with Final
Compensated. No, that's a pretty bold way to put it.
Fantasy 16's sales.
Yeah.
Moving on, the FTC has hit.
Yeah, they just got paid out to release it exclusively.
Yeah, like almost most games with a name currently. You know, these companies value these names of these games with big names very much. You know, they want exclusives. The more exclusives you get, the bigger chance you actually own the market. You know, if you sell more consoles, guess what? People are going to be attracted to the console that sells the most. And whoever sells the most consoles is going to be, guess what? The one who sells the most consoles. So, because people do this. People do this constantly, by the way. My cousin's mom asked me the obvious PS and Xbox. I have never owned any of that garbage. What to buy best, you know? Because all of his friends were playing X. Is it actually best to buy? No, the best to buy is whatever all of his friends are playing on. That will always be the answer.
So that's what I'm saying, right? The reason why it's not on PC, at least one of the reasons, is because they're literally being paid for it not to be on PC.
It's gonna release on PC probably in a year.
I'm not surprised. I mean, like again, we're probably gonna finish Final Fantasy 16 this week. I thought the game was good. I mean, again, I don't think that the game is a perfect 10. I think it's very good, but I don't think it's a perfect 10.
I mean, no one expected it to be a perfect 10, I think. No one expects any game to honestly be like a perfect 10. Kind of impossible, right?
So it makes sense. Like, I mean, if you've got a PS5, if you've got $500 to throw away on a console, you probably bought this game too. You know, 7 at best, 8 out of 10. I think it's a 9. I think it's a 9 out of 10 game.
That's very good.
I really think that. I think it's a great game. I think it's a 9 out of 10 game. But again, like, I don't really care.
Doesn't sound that optimistic, honestly. Oh, it's just a 9 out of 10. This is. For a 9 out of 10, that does not sound that optimistic.
A lot about, and this is my rating. I will finish the game, and then I will give a.
That's fine, by the way. In any case, that's the video. It seems like not a long one, but yeah, now we know what's happening with Final Fantasy 16. It seems like Oh boy, they need to start calling it Final Fantasy 1 just for simplicity's sake at this point. Anyway, this was Wizard saying thanks for watching, subscribe if you haven't already, and have a nice day. Bye-bye!